Hello everyone, this is Ange. Welcome to another episode of the Visual Novel Monthly Recap, this time related to visual novel related news that happened in October of 2024. For those who are fans of Raging Loop, Kemco announced a new visual novel, assumingly in the same series called Depth Loop. However, it's worth noting, apparently the scenario writer may or may not be the same as Raging Loop, with the only confirmed member, Ishijiro, being staff on previous games like Zero Escape and 428 Shibuya Scramble. That said, it has been confirmed at a setting level it'll have similar werewolf scenario as Raging Loop, but it's in a closed deep-sea research facility, which kinda just seems like Raging Loop in an Ever 17-like setting. Zero Seventh Expansion announced probably their oddest project to date, Brother Ash, which appears to be a drama-heavy, all-male cast and apparently based on a manga and theater play. For those who are a fan of Yuri Girls Love visual novels, Fruit Bat Factory actually updated the Steam version of Seabed to what they're calling the Complete Collection. It is now on a brand new engine with widescreen support, Korean and Chinese languages, an in-game audio novel player, and content that was previously Switch exclusive bonus content now in the Steam version. For those who are dying to play Rain Code, a mystery story written by Kodaka of Danganronpa fame, it finally graduated from being on Switch only to being on basically every other console, including Steam. The official full name is now Master Detective Archives Raincode Plus. In addition to all the scenarios from the Switch finally in one package, this Plus version has 4K resolution support, reduced loading times, a new gallery mode, and lots of language support. More new otome are on the block as Meiji Tokyo Renka Full Moon developed by Hune X was released for the Switch only. This is specifically a port of the Vita version, which had a route for Iwasaki Tosuke as well as additional new content. The premise has a modern high school girl getting transported to the Meiji era, figuring out if love can transcend time even if she were to go back to the present eventually. You can request an English translation of Puchika First Cut by wishlisting the Japanese and Chinese version on Steam. The only notable thing I know about this title is that it's by the same writer and artist as Meikei no Lupercalia, an Utsuge-ish title based on theater plays that got a fan translation recently. While I think the idea of making a title potentially have an English translation through wishlisting on Steam is nice in theory, the developers basically did little to no advertising as far as I know, and I only found out because I browse Twitter and Discord all the time. We have another brand new otome released, this one being called 9RIP, developed by Design Factory. Like the vast majority of English translated otome, it is stuck on the Nintendo Switch and appears to be a mystery-heavy story with yokai and demon love interests. Shirobune announced they'll be translating Another Way of Getting Paid by Paco Paco Soft, the same developers who developed Neonin Jima. I think the best way to describe this visual novel is the VNDB tag sugar dating, basically where an older, wealthier person does all the paying for the younger person for attention, company, and sexual services if the younger person needs financial assistance. Shirobune also announced that they'll be porting Primal Hearts 2 to Steam. They had previously announced Primal Hearts 1 on Steam, so it's nice to know they are attempting to get all their already translated Marmalade titles on Steam, hopefully so we can get some more down the line. Before I continue on, I'm not sure if you noticed yet, but a pretty interesting idea my editor had was we're gonna try having a news ticker at the way bottom of the screen where we just constantly show what the current top 10 highest rated and top 10 most voted for visual novels are on VNDB currently. Please let us know in the comments what you think of it, whether you like it, dislike it, or want something different about it. The community of Zero has once again delivered improvement patches for official translations of the Science Adventure series. Their latest patch focuses on Steins Elite, a controversial adaptation of the original visual novel. For those unfamiliar, Steins Elite replaced the original visual novel's distinctive art style with screenshots from the anime adaptation while retaining the original text. This decision sparked debate among fans of the series. As for the improvement patch, it primarily addresses two key areas. First, it conducts a comprehensive proofreading of the game script, addressing grammatical issues, typos, and wording inconsistencies. Second, it tackles terminology inconsistencies, a hallmark of the committee's work. Additionally, the patch introduces some quality of life improvements. These include styled karaoke subtitles for openings and endings, enhancing the overall presentation of the game. The Community of Zero has also released an improvement patch for Steins Gate Linear Bounded Phenogram, a spin-off originally bundled with Steins Gate Elite. Interestingly, even those who disliked Elite often cited LBP as the redeeming factor for the package. LBP stands out as a significant addition to the Steins Gate universe, offering character-focused stories and expanding the already intricate world building. Similar to their work on Elite, the Community of Zero conducted a comprehensive proofreading of the translation, addressing mistranslations, inconsistencies in terminology, and other linguistic issues to enhance the overall quality of the text. However, this patch goes a step further by introducing several presentation-related improvements. These include enhanced typography for phone text, karaoke, and subtitles, significantly boosting the visual appeal of the visual novel. Additionally, they've upgraded the BGM tracks to higher quality versions as the originals were apparently of subpar audio quality. Shirobune announced that they'll be translating the remake of a classic Nukige and hentai anime, Night Shift Nurses. Night Shift Nurses is a controversial visual novel that dates back to the late 1990s. It centers around a messed up doctor protagonist who conducts what he refers to as experiments on the hospital's nursing staff. As this is a dark Nukige, it's obviously not going to appeal to everyone, but considering this game was originally a 90s visual novel, it'll be nice to have contemporary production values. Nekonyon released Kakenuke Forward to Our Sparking Youth on Steam, a moege developed by Saga Planets, the studio behind the popular King Koi Golden Love Reach. Unlike its predecessor King Koi, which featured some dramatic elements, including a notable Nakige-like route, Kakenuke leans more towards the traditional moege format. It seems like it'll primarily focus on romance and slice-of-life scenarios, typical of a moege. However, it does reportedly include an unlockable true route, suggesting something more dramatic, but maybe not as hard as King Koi's. Tales of Toyotoki Arrival of the Witch, developed by Fragaria, has arrived on Steam, originally released on console only. The story follows Hikaru, a high school student who becomes entangled in supernatural events, figuring out mysteries in a fictional Toyotoki island in Okinawa. P-Cube has recently released an English translation of Since Memories Off the Starry Sky, one of the latest entries in the long-running Memories Off series developed by Mages. This visual novel stands out with its unique storytelling approach, featuring an episodic structure and multiple viewpoints. While I don't know much about this plot, I watched a video by Mayrin on YouTube who suggested that since Memories serves as a sort of reboot for the Memories Off franchise, this means you could easily jump and not have to worry about not being able to read the original entries of the series. Destiny Star Girlfriend 2 and 3 have recently been released on Steam, much to my personal anticipation. I've been waiting nearly a year. These sequels continue the story established in the original Destiny Star Girlfriend, a visual novel developed by Mirai, a sister company to Minato-Soft known for the Majakoi series. For those unfamiliar, Destiny Star Girlfriend combines the over-the-top comedy-style reminiscent of Majakoi with a magical girl-themed moege. The original DSG was Yuri's route, a popular but somewhat arrogant character who was the main character's initial love interest. DSG2 is basically just going to be Maya's route, an endearingly airheaded character with a strong sense of justice. Destiny Star Girlfriend 3 will be Kaneko's route, a stoic character who admires her senior Yuri but harbors some mysterious aspects to her powers. Manga Gamer has finally released Dead Days, a highly anticipated title from ClockUp exclusively on the Manga Gamer store. While ClockUp's previous titles like Euphoria and Maggot Baits are known for their extreme dark content, Dead Days is reportedly less intense on that. However, it does still appear to maintain the studio's signature dark themes and mature content. The premise of Dead Days seems to have the protagonists who are characters who should be dead, but continue to exist by eradicating specters in this new world. This unique concept blends supernatural elements with a life and death struggle. According to the VNDB tags, the visual novel incorporates Nukige aspects while also featuring drama and a true ending. Anchor has finally released an enhanced version of Kimi ga Nozomu Ein, also known as Kiminozo, on Steam. For longtime anime fans, this title might ring a bell under its English name Rumbling Hearts. In the visual novel community though, Kiminozo holds a significant place as the spiritual precursor to the Muv-Luv series. Several characters introduced in Kiminozo make appearances in the Muv-Luv trilogy, creating an interesting connection between the two series. At its core though, Kiminozo is a pure love melodrama. The narrative revolves around a complex web of relationships, with the protagonist's romantic choices driving the story. Without delving into spoilers, it's safe to say that themes of guilt and emotional conflict play a central role as characters grapple with the consequences of their decisions. It's worth noting that while this enhanced edition has good modern presentation, the Steam version also has a bunch of cuts that some people are calling censorship, including a whole joke route being cut, and many claiming the loss of H-scenes removes some of the more dramatic buildup of relationships. Yet another retelling of Steins Gate's story got announced in a visual novel called Steins Gate Reboot. It'd be easy to be cynical due to Steins Gate being the clear next cash cow for mages and the fact that we already have the original visual novel and Elite. However, science adventure fans have noted the reboot part is important, as it'll likely be rewritten with the rest of the science adventure series in mind. Remember, Steins Gate was the second of the Sci-ADV visual novels to release, and may chronologically take place after Anonymous Code. And that wraps up news for October of 2024. As always, if you have any feedback, positive or negative, please leave a comment below or on one of my social medias. And now we reach the shout-out portion of this video, with the first of course being my continuous editor, the local weeb who continues to do editing for a lot of my videos. As for the YouTube paying memberships, a huge thank you to Amorian, who's been in the VN Weirdo tier for 10 months, Alberio, who's been in the VN Weirdo tier for 12 months, Sabenfire, who's been in the VN Super Weirdo tier for 14 months, David Mendiola, who's been in the VN Super Weirdo tier for 16 months, Lee Douglas, who's been in the VN Weirdo tier for 17 months, Marie Antoinette, who's been in the VN Super Weirdo tier for 26 months, and Dexter Boston Terrier Dog RIP, who's been in the VN Super Weirdo tier for 19 months. And finally, a huge thank you to Bartek, who's been a monthly paying member on my Kalki account.